Undisputed Boxing has just released on all platforms with over 80 unique fighters in the game, but what if I told you there are 106 fighters that are still confirmed and yet to be added? Now, if you haven't been following Undisputed for a while, since like the Esports Boxing Club days when it was ESBC, they have actually had a lot of fighters that were confirmed for the game that actually never ended up releasing in the full launch. This is the full Undisputed roster from back the 26th of December 2022. This is all the fighters they had signed up until that point, which were pretty much confirmed to the game with tons of different fighters, as you can see. So the game right now has 81 unique fighters with more boxers coming to the roster via DLC, which, as you can see in the past, guys like Shakur Stevenson have been announced that are coming to this game. As you can see in this Forbes article, it says many of the fighters in those announcements are already a part of the launch roster, but there are as many who were not included when the game was released. I caught up with the head of SCI, Ash Khabib, to discuss the game's launch, future updates, and boxing in general. So they can see what the head of Steel City Interactive said in terms of that roster they had in the past.
Is it safe to say that all of those people that were mentioned are those people are coming to Undisputed at some point in time, or is it kind of like a new slate?
So right now we're figuring out that roadmap, what it looks like for all those fighters, and that's what I was saying earlier about making sure that we're doing justice to these guys with the, I guess, quality of the level that we've now reached in terms of the fighters we're dropping into the game. So right now all the fighters that we've announced, previously, absolutely they are on the roster. They are people we've signed into the game.
So there it is.
Right now it's just in terms of like, okay, when can we physically fit all these fighters into the game? So we'll be like releasing more information on that.
So there it is. All these previously confirmed fighters are going to be in the game. 106. I'm about to list them all for you guys right now individually. Jack Dempsey, Jack Johnson, Vladimir Klitschko, Vitaly Klitschko, Hector Camacho Sr., Jake LaMotta, Juan Manuel Marquez, Marco Antonio Barrera, Eric Morales, Nonito Donaire, Timothy Bradley Jr., Oscar Valdez Jr., Shakur Stevenson, Ray Mancini, Fernando Vargas, Mike McCallum, Marcus Maidana, Roman Gonzalez, Juan Francisco Estrada, Chris Algieri, Sergio Mora, Gabriel Rosado, Edgar Berlanga, David Lemieux, Sergey Kovalev, Badu Jack, Paulie Malignaggi, Rafael Marquez, Oscar Bravo, Butterbean, Kelly Pavlik, Arislan Di Lara, Lucas Brown, George Kambosos Jr., Joe Smith Jr., Michael Nunn, Michael Hunter, Fernando Vargas Sr., Ricardo Mayorga, Israel Vasquez, Sebastian Fondora, Jamel Herring, Zile Zhang, Alexander Povetkin, Cedric Doumbé, Virgil Ortiz Jr., Florian Marcu, Wilfredo Mendez, Israel Madrimov, Mark Johnson, Diego Corrales, Diego Pacheco, Rances Barthelemy, Joel Casamayor, Tim Tszyu, Costa Tszyu, Anthony Mundine, Badr Hari, Billy Dibb, John Rael Casemiro, Josh Franco, Oscar Bravo, Mark Magsayo, Nikita Ababe, Patrick Teixeira, Hector Camacho Jr., Fernando Vargas Jr., Emiliano Vargas, Amado Vargas, Murajan Akhmadaliev, Sadriddin Alkhmedov, Bektamir Melikuziev, Shakaram Giyasov, Madiyar Ashkeyev, Zanibek Alim Kanuli, Beksad Nurdaulitov, Fidal Riley, Chris Cyborg, Sulem Urbina, Djamil Daho, Meng Fanlong, Alex Domagany, Andres Campos, Andrzej Fonfara, Andrew Maloney, Artur Sispilka, Callum Johnson, Chris John, Emmanuel Augustus, Henry Wharton, Jason Maloney, Javier Fortuna, Jason Rosario, Joe Fournier, Joe Lewis, Levi Kinciona, Lucian Butte, Mark Reyes Jr., Michael Cieslak, Moza Matagi, Otto Wallen, Robert Helenius, Rosendo Alvarez, Shakram Giyazov, Shannon Courtenay, and Shane Mosley Jr. So a pretty big in-depth list. This article says there are at least 25 fighters on this list who would make a significant impact on the roster. Perhaps chief among them are Shakur Stevenson, Vladimir Klitschko, Timothy Bradley, so Vitaly Klitschko, Alexander Povetkin, tons of heavyweights. Adding those 3 to an upcoming DLC package would be a noteworthy addition to the game's roster. Again, we don't know the timeline for any of these fighters, but according to Habib, they all are on the roadmap at some point. That's not to say the new additions like Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, Artur Beterbiev, Daniel Dubois, or Anthony Joshua couldn't or won't take priority if they're added to the roster. I have a sneaky suspicion that Paul and Tyson could be a part of the first roster update sometime next month. Stay tuned for more information, especially details of the first gameplay and roster updates. So there it is, all fighters confirmed for Undisputed Boxing and potentially more to come. Let me know what fighters you guys are excited to see and play as in the game. I also made a video on the full roster they have in the game right now, so you can check that out, as well as me playing exactly like Deontay Wilder in Undisputed.